the 2 Decembers of Shubman Gill. One day before the boxing test last year, and then cut to the present, World Cup T20 squad was being picked. He got the news that he's no more in the scheme of things. He's been dropped. God has been unkind to him, yaar. How do you see his relationship with Gambhir is strained now? We can say that.
Could be, Pratyush. I think it will be too early to kind of take those calls, but there is going to be a need for some conversations to happen for Gambhir and Shubman to be aligned on the same page, because Shubman naturally would be bitter right now.
Hello everyone, you're watching TOI Sport. This is Pratyush Raj and I have with me Sahil Malhotra. In this segment, we are going to talk about the 2 Decembers of Shubman Gill. One day before the boxing test last year in Australia, where he got the news that he is not playing, that kind of pissed him that very bad. And then cut to the present, 5 minutes before the press conference when the team for the World Cup T20 squad was being picked, he got the news that he's no more in the scheme of things. He's been dropped. So Sahil, how do you see Shubman's year? 2 Decembers, if you see, the highs were too highs, the lows were too low, right? Let's start with the boxing day.
Very unfortunate, Pratyush. When I got that tip that Shubman will not be playing the Boxing Day test, I still clearly remember I was sitting in a suburb in Melbourne at my relative's place. Brunch scene, proper, good gathering. I got a tip. I was like, no way this is happening. This is Shubman Gill. You just can't drop Shubman Gill, especially after him missing the first test due to a thumb injury in the warm-up. So that was something which was least expected. Now that came out of desperation. Desperation of an aging superstar in Rohit Sharma to find those runs. Those runs weren't coming. Ashwin had already announced his retirement. Pressure was mounting on Rohit because results weren't coming, runs weren't coming. So he threw the last dice. He said, I will open at the MCG. He opened. He didn't score. Shubman Gill, frustrated enough, was confined to the dressing room for that big occasion. And you know, it's something which dreams are made of. Playing a MCG or MCG test, Boxing Day test, packed stadium. That was very unfortunate for Shubman. And similarly, this December, getting dropped from the T20 spot after being appointed as a vice captain just months back. Unfortunate, highly unfortunate.
So there's another thing about Shubman throughout the year we have seen, since you mentioned that thumb injury. There's so many impact injuries.
Yeah.
Is he like, I know he likes to train a lot, but the neck spasm, unfortunate toe injury in Lucknow, which kind of was like his end of the road for the T20 World Cup.
Yeah.
So is it like it's unfortunate, or are these days cricketers, they just train a lot?
No, Pratyush, I wouldn't say that he has been training too much, because that's how he has modeled his cricket. And you have seen him from the under 14 days in Punjab, under 14, 16, 19. You have covered literally all his cricket, and there's no better person than you to know how Shubman has grown up playing cricket, those cement ball drills, the start with his father, and then the coaches taking over. But God has been unkind to him, yaar. Matlab, pehla match in Australia, you get injured while fielding. You don't play a part in that test, which India go on to win. Then you come back. Then Rohit Sharma comes back. All things are complicated. Then he's dropped from the MCG test. Then he returns for Sydney. Again, a lot of pressure because Rohit drops himself to accommodate him. So those injuries, अभी क्या बोले यार वो injuries का मतलब आपको neck spasm हुआ, आपको batting करते हुए inside edge I think लगा था उसको toe के ऊपर, तो उससे impact injury हुआ. So you can't really plan these things or anticipate these things. They're just bound to happen. और अभी as Sunil Gavaskar mentioned in one of his shows before the sport selection, किसी को नजर उतारने का जरूरत है, because I don't think there's anything else wrong with him right now. And people can debate. There are two sides of that selection call यार. अभी लोग बोल सकते हैं कि Shubman के रन नहीं आ रहे थे, but he wasn't woefully out of form as the Indian T20 captain.
He was never out of form.
He looked very good.
The only guy who looked out of the form is the captain.
Yeah, and I think apart from the dismissals against South Africa, even in Australia, he was trying to do something. He was trying to press his case. He was trying to bat the way team wants him to bat.
The two washed out games, he's looking so elegant and he's scoring run at a very high rate.
So I think it's been all unfortunate for him. And when you would look back, right now it's a lot of chill time for him, because he'll only play the Vijayazare Trophy on January 3rd and January 6th. So good break for him, I think, just to completely switch off from the outside noise and whatever has happened. And he would be reflecting on the year gone by, the highs of England, winning the Champions Trophy, coming back to the T20 side, getting that leadership role, a good IPL season of over 650 runs. So run to bane, और ऐसा तो मतलब overnight no one becomes a bad player, and the same applies to Shubman.
It's very unfortunate since you've spoken about his early days. I saw a letter. It used to be with me. I don't know abhi kahan pe. Karsan Havri read something about Prithvi Shaw in a newspaper. Bombay press, Bombay media going gaga over the next Tendulkar and everything. He wrote a mail to PCA back then ki you have a cricketer who could be India's next captain. That was Shubman Gill. So now, after whatever has happened, what do you see, how difficult it is for a cricketer in the mental state? Because if someone is being dropped unnecessary,
Yeah.
because it kind of, there's a trust issue, there will be a trust issue. He won't be trusting anyone, I don't think, in the dressing room. He is working in the ODI setup where there are so many senior players. Maybe he'll find some comfort around Virat and all, but how do you see his relationship with Gambhir is strained now? We can say that.
Could be, Pratyush. I think it will be too early to kind of take those calls, but there is going to be a need for some conversations to happen for Gambhir and Shubman to be aligned on the same page, because Shubman naturally would be bitter right now. आप human psychology का अगर बात करो, he would be bitter right now, and this should hurt him. And I hope it acts as a catalyst like it did for Rohit in 2011, because make no mistake, Shubman is, I think, yet to play a T20 World Cup for India.
Sorry, you said to Rohit. Rohit was dropped for one World Cup.
Back-to-back World Cups, I think he wasn't.
He was in the standbys for the 2020.
Yeah, and then also there were suggestions that there have been disciplinary issues for Shubman Gill, and some laughable comments were made on social media. But that is thing of the past. But the truth is, he's yet to play a T20 World Cup for India, and the kind of ODI World Cup he had, Pratyush, I covered that World Cup. Starting off with dengue, coming back, losing 4-5 kgs in a week. It has been very hard for him. And right now, all I can hope for is that he aligns his thought process and guns for that WTC final spot, because abhi bhi, I know those defeats at home would hurt, and what should have been in England will hurt. But you have 2 tests against Sri Lanka. You go to New Zealand, then Australia, come to India. 9 test matches. Give it your all. Get the squad you want. Align your thought processes with the new chief selector who will come very soon, with the coach, and go for glory, because jo ho gaya so ho gaya. Abhi us pe kya kare?
As Sahil has said, Shubman, if you're watching this, just go and listen what Virat Kohli said after winning the IPL title, and to listen to Little Master Sunil Gavaskar. कोई उसका नज़र उतार दो. If any Mr. Lakwinder Gill, his mother, sister, anyone can do that. On that note, thank you for watching TOI Sports. If you like our video, please like, share and subscribe, and yes, hit that bell icon. Thank you.